Hey everybody, it's me, Elena. It's time for another silly video. This one, like the one I did where I found those bootleg Mario block toys, is from my habit of just crawling around on Google image search and just finding random things. I'm working on a drawing at the moment for Patreon supporter of Kamek and Kambi Koopa. So I was looking up reference images for Kamek, and I came across many Super Smash Bros. Announcement mock-ups for Kamek. And they're very interesting. They sort of go downhill one after the other, because like you start with this one, looks okay. I mean, say what you will about that tagline, whether it's good or not, I don't know. But there you go. But then the next one is Kamek spells it out, and you know, the quality has degraded a bit here. Then Kamek spells victory. Okay, and then Kamek waves his wand. That's not even like, that has nothing to do with like joining Smash Bros. In any way. That's just what he does. He just waves his wand. So apparently if Mario hadn't been announced like this, it would just be Mario jumps on stuff, Pac-Man eats stuff, Pac-Man moves his mouth. We have Kamek shapes up for Smash, and quality has significantly decreased with this point. And then my very favorite, Kamek wants to join Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He just wants to, and why is he a plush now? Just imagine they did announcements like that where it's not announcing a character is in, they just announce that character wants to be in Super Smash Bros. Like, they do like a big trailer for like Waluigi, and then it's like, Waluigi wants to be in, but he is not. So yes, that's what got me started on this, but after that we had this, and it's very interesting because there was just so many of these. It's just an endless supply of people's predictions for Super Smash Bros. DLC, and so here's one we can start with, and throughout this I'm going to count which characters show up and like how often they show up, and at the end we'll give a tally and we will discuss which characters people want the most. But to begin with, and then some of these are not interesting on their own, like Gino, yeah, of course, he's there, Rayman, but they're interesting as a set, you know. Like here we have Gino, Hat Kid, Dr. Eggman, Rayman, Dust and Fidget, and a Littlest Pet Shop Pets character? Like, this one, like, if you cut out that one, this one's fairly reasonable to me, right? Like, some of the, I don't think that these would get in, but at least they're video game characters, right? Like, this reminds me of the Peanut special, You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown, where Linus runs for school president, and he almost loses it because at the end, like everything he's saying is reasonable, everybody likes him, but then at the end he has to throw in his spiel about the Great Pumpkin.
I decided to say a few words about the Great Pumpkin.
And then everybody thinks he's ridiculous. I feel like that's this situation. It's like, yeah, you're like nodding along, everything's good, and then Littlest Pet Shop Pets? What? How did that get here? I don't understand. Okay, then we have this one has two correct, right? Min Min and Steve. They both happen, although it looks like they were just predicting Steve. But they got that right, so kudos to them. Then we have Rex, who I believe is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and Gino, and Doomslayer, and Crash Bandicoot. So this one's pretty normal. Not much to say about this one. Then we have this is before they announced who was going to be the ARMS one, obviously, and they thought it would be Helix rather than Min Min. Then we have Crash. Then we have Mechasonic, who's a very, very strange pick. Mechasonic really has nothing to do with the Sonic series. He's like barely ever appeared. I think Biss told me only one game he's ever appeared in, really, significantly. Then we have Master Chief, then we have Dante from the Devil May Cry series, and we have Rayman again. Okay, this one's interesting, because, well, for one thing, some of the art they picked is interesting. Like, who's that Freddy? I was told that's like a weird fan art Freddy. And why is his arm so big? Why didn't they just use Freddy, who already exists? Why'd they have to use that picture of him? Then we got Spyro, Rayman, and then we have Mettaton, I think I remember his name is, from Undertale, and we got the Doom guy, and we got Crash. But another thing I want to point out in this one is the weird symbols they used for some of these. Like, look at that symbol for Doom. I think that's the BFG, but what a terrible thing to pick as a Doom symbol. Like, I think you'd just go for the Doom logo for Doom, because that's the most iconic thing, you know? Like, that would make a perfectly fine symbol for the series. You can't tell what the hell that is. Why'd you pick that as a symbol? And then, what the hell is that for Spyro? I think it's the little dragonfly thing. But again, What the hell is that? I'm sure you could pick something more like I would go for like the gem. You know, the little diamond-shaped gem thing would make more sense. And whatever the hell that is for Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, here's a good one. We've got Team Fortress 2, and then we have Guitar Hero 3 specifically, not just the Guitar Hero series, specifically Guitar Hero 3. We have this guy Lou. Then we have Captain Commando, where it's like, I recognize that name, I think, but I don't know who the hell that is. What a weird pick. And then you have, I have nothing to say about that one. I don't know what that series is or who that is. They have River City Girls, which is a fairly recent game, and again, I don't know why you'd think they'd be in Smash Bros. However, this last pick, I really like this one, Atari Dragon. Yes, put that in. I want to see that. That's a good one. But yeah, again, as a set, this is bizarre. This would, What a weird one. Okay, this is another one. Cat Kid and Rayman, you see a lot, but then we have the bear thing from Danganronpa, and you have these two characters, which I think seem to be from the same series. I don't know what series that is, but again, it's like, why would you expect this? There are some characters from really big, massive game franchises in the industry, like Mega Man, for instance, who only have one character in, and you think this obscure, well, maybe not obscure, I don't know how obscure this is. I don't want to say that, but just like this lesser known game series, you think they're gonna get two in one DLC pack? You think they're gonna add two characters from this series? Okay. This is another one from before they announced the ARMS characters, so they predicted Ninjara. Then we got Crash and Spyro. And we have Paper Mario, which I've always thought would be interesting. And then this one's very interesting, Classic Sonic. And why that's interesting is because modern Sonic, who's in Smash Bros. Already, has a moveset that basically could be Classic Sonic. Like, that's a problem. Like, if you've watched my streams, you've probably heard Biss talk about this by now, of how they hate Sonic's moveset because it's just spin dash.
Okay. For his side B, we'll make it spin dash.
Over and over. And that's all that Classic Sonic did. Like, what would they do differently for Classic Sonic that they didn't do for modern Sonic? It doesn't make any sense. And then Tails. So two Sonic characters. You know, I wouldn't hate Tails in there, but I don't feel like he's a character you should expect. But Alright, here's a great set. So we have Cuphead, Sans, who are both Mii costumes now, which doesn't rule them out, but keep that in mind. And we got Crash again, and Geno again. Oh, and here's Waluigi. Gotta have Waluigi in there. Everybody wants him for some reason. Although, I'm pretty sure Sakurai specifically said there will be no Waluigi, and I think he was like surprised that people wanted him. It's like, why the hell do people want that guy? He's like a funny like assist trophy. We put him in there like that, but I don't know who Waluigi is. Then we got D-Blob, which is an interesting pick. Wouldn't hate that one, but I wouldn't expect it. Then we got Rayman, of course. Then we have Phoenix Wright. I've heard people want that one before. Chell from Portal would be a hell of a pick. That would be fun, but again, a hell of a thing. I wouldn't expect that. I guess that's like, that would be equivalent of surprise that Cloud was. Although Cloud, I think, was less surprising than Chell would be to me. I don't know. But then we got Hat Kid again. And then I love this one, just a fucking Goomba. Just put a Goomba in there. Turn him into a Goomba. Goomba! Again, imagine if that was the last thing they announced. Like, they've got all these big characters. You know, Minecraft was a really big one, and we don't know who's going to be there yet as of the recording of this, but imagine if the last one is just, alright, you ready guys? The big finale, the big final character we're adding to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the ultimate character, if you will. Goomba. We added a Goomba! God, I would love that. I would love that so much. That would be incredible. And we've got Crash again, Steve again. Then we have Zacian and Zamazenta from Sword and Shield. What a bizarre pick that would be. Be interesting, but that would be weird. What a weird thing to have them get in over everything else in existence, basically. Then we have Sora and Rayman and Waluigi. I don't know if they actually want him, or if it's just the meme, you know? Who out there genuinely wants to see Waluigi in Smash Bros? I don't know. Then we got Paper Mario again. Dixie Kong is a wild pick. Then we have Tetra from Wind Waker. Again, random. Then we have Bandana Waddle Dee. That's a popular choice. And then we have a really random and obscure F-Zero character. And pull this one out of their ass. Then we have Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 again. That's a fairly often one for whatever. Like, I don't know. Do people genuinely want that? Is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that popular? Or is it just like people expect it? Like they expect Nintendo to push Xenoblade Chronicles 2? I don't know. Okay, this is, again, a wild set. We got Crash over there on the right, who's here all the time. Sora again, Cuphead again. And then we have Claptrap from the Borderlands series. What a pick that is. A whole Smash Bros. Character that's just Claptrap. And then we have the Rabbit, just one Rabbit from Raving Rabbids. Okay, then we have Sceptile, which is a completely random Pokemon. People who predict Pokemon just pick the most completely random ones. I don't understand what is their reasoning behind Sceptile as a Pokemon to add. This one's fairly typical, but they threw in Sceptile. I don't know where they got that one from. That one's, one of these things is not like the others, and it's Sceptile. Oh, there's Tails again, our second Tails. Then we have Isaac from Golden Sun. That's a fairly regular request. And then you have this guy from Advance Wars. Well, I've never... That's a new one. I'm not... that one... I mean, it'd be interesting, but I don't expect it. It's one of those kind of ones, you know, where it's like, maybe, but don't get your hopes up. Then there's... Oh, there's Bandana Waddle Dee again. Okay, this is a great set. We have Joker, so this is an even older one. The only one that we knew about was Joker. Then we have Bandana Waddle Dee, Paper Mario again. Isaac from Binding of Isaac? That would be a weird one. It'd be interesting, but it would be really weird. It'd be weird for that to be the one indie character that they added, I think. And then we have Spider-Man, who's not a video game character. I think that's like the one rule Sakurai has laid down, is that they have to have originated in a video game. So sorry, Spider-Man. I know people liked your recent games, but I don't think you're getting into Smash Bros. Okay, then we got Team Fortress 2 again, but a different character, Heavy. Then we got Sora. Then we have Arl from Puyo Puyo. And then we have Steve. Then we have Pyramid Head. That would be a pick. That would be an interesting character for Smash Bros. Could you imagine? Pyramid Head? That would be wild. And then Verity from Kid Icarus Uprising. She would be cool. I would be down for that. This one is interesting for the art of it. And then we got Shantae. Then we have Octopath Traveler. We have Ulbrich. If I was going to put in a character from Octopath Traveler, which I wouldn't expect to see in Smash Bros. To begin with, I wouldn't pick him. He's not exactly the character I first think of with Octopath Traveler. And then this is bizarre. This is just completely off the wall. We have from Super Mario Bros. 2, which here they've called Super Mario USA, we have Wart, which that would be cool. I would love to see Wart reappear in a game at some point. But then we have from Doki Doki Panic, Imogen. What? What a pick! Imagine that! Doki Doki, because that's like a licensed game, technically, I think, right? Like, that was based on like some kind of festival of some kind, Doki Doki Panic was, and the characters from it. That's not actually a Nintendo character, nor is it actually a video game character. What are you on here? What a weird, what a weird set of characters. I can't... What? Okay. We have Cuphead again, Bandana Waddle Dee. I've seen people predict Rhythm Heaven characters before, but I've never seen them predict Samurai Drummer as the Rhythm Heaven character that would get in. What a random character to pick from that game series. That's so weird. And then, again, a random Pokemon, Regigigas. Could be interesting, but again, that's not the Pokemon I would expect to see first. If they're adding another Pokemon, well, who would I expect to see first? That's the better question. Probably a starter from Sword and Shield would probably be more expected. I love that picture of Agumon from Digimon. Could you imagine a game with Digimon and Pokemon together and they can fight each other? Let's do it. Put Digimon in Smash Bros. I want it. And then Halo and Doom Guy. Could you imagine if they put them both in? Master Chief and the Doom Slayer? I mean, just seeing them right next to each other there is enough to be... I can't imagine having them both. There's Isaac again. Thought it was weird to see him once, but there he is again. They got Steve correct. Chun-Li, that's a fine one, yeah. I mean, of all of the ones we've seen so far, this is a fairly reasonable one, I think. Isaac is a bit out there, but otherwise I could see these happening potentially. I don't even know who this is. I don't know what that game is. I've never heard of Poppin' Music, so that's a really obscure one. And Bandana Waddle Dee again. And then Toho, interesting pick, Reimu. I don't think Toho would happen, but it's an interesting thought. Then we got Diva from Overwatch, Crash again, Shadow. Now, Shadow is a character that I thought for sure would be in before the game came out. Like, when they announced Echo Fighters, I was like, oh, they'll add Shadow as an Echo Fighter for Sonic. Like, it just seemed reasonable, right? Didn't happen. Freddy, I didn't talk about it too much because I was just flabbergasted by the art they picked, but Freddy would be interesting. Now, this is an interesting set because I think only two of these are ones that I would consider reasonable. Well, one of them because they're already in the game now, so of course it was reasonable. That's Steve. And then Crash, I could see being in. Like, Crash is here all the time. You may have been catching on by now, to the fact that Crash is like always here. But I do think that he has a reasonable shot to be in out of everything that we've seen. But then we have Apex Legends of all things, and Ratchet and Clank and Tomb Raider, and Skylanders. And then for Skylanders they pick this asshole. Who the hell is this? That's not who I think of when I think of Skylanders. I think of that little like red lava guy in particular, for whatever reason. Another very interesting set. And then I like this pick. This Pokemon is a good pick in my opinion. Again, it's random, but it's a character I think would be a great fit for Smash Bros. Grimmsnarl. That's a good one. And it's from the new game. So that makes it a little less random, right? I could see that happening. We have a Mortal Kombat character. I believe he's called Scorpion. We're not too big on Mortal Kombat, but like it would be cool to have a Mortal Kombat character. That's a big fighting game series, and they seem to like putting fighting game series characters in with the DLC. I'm not sure if Mortal Kombat is one they would go for, just because of the content of it. Stranger things have happened. I could see it. They have Porky from Earthbound, would be an interesting pick. Klonoa, I don't think would ever happen, because I don't, like, Klonoa's not doing anything lately, you know? Like, Klonoa lost his job a while back, and he hasn't been in the video games lately. He's off doing something else now. This one, okay, here's another totally bizarre one. So we have, I don't even know what that is. Ready, Set, Heroes. I have never heard of that. Wolfenstein 2, but that's a wild pick. And then we just have some random Animal Crossing villager. I don't even know which one that is. Then we have, I don't know what his Caravan Stories is, and I don't know what Vanquish is. So if this was the DLC characters they gave us, people would be like losing their minds. People would be throwing shit. People would be knocking on Sakurai's door and being like, what the fuck have you done? What the hell is this? This one has not too many interesting characters that we haven't seen. You know, it's got Arl, it's got Rex, it's got Crash, it's got a Pokemon, it's got Geno. It does have Undertale. Well, we've seen Undertale a little bit, so even that is not unheard of at this point. But this one is interesting because they drew all the characters in themselves, so A+ for going above and beyond there. Drawing it yourself. This is another one from before ARMS character was announced, so we went for Dr. Coil. Rillaboom, which, like I said, is probably a reasonable Pokemon to expect because it's a starter from the new games. Rayman and Ai from Monkey Ball. That would be interesting. This is not a bad set. I would have been happy with that one. Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Could you imagine that? And then Vati of all Zelda characters? What a random pick. From, I guess they're saying Minish Cap. It was also in Four Swords. But what a random character. And then Captain Syrup from Wario Land. Like, how random is that? I wouldn't be upset about any of these picks, but I'm hoping this person isn't expecting these or thinking that these are like things that would actually happen. I hope this is just their like ideal. Like that's my hope for some of these, is like these are people saying this is just what they ideally want and not saying that they think this is what would happen. Like that they have some sort of confidence in it. There's Min Min. Twilight Sparkle? Like, all of these are video game characters that we've already seen in other people's lists, but Twilight Sparkle for My Little Pony? Do they read, like, cause this one reads as one that they reasonably expect could be in, you know? Crash and Doomslayer and Sora, okay, those seem reasonable. Rimu's pushing it, but I could see how you could think that is a character that could get into Smash Bros. But then, Twilight? What? That's what's throwing me off on this one. Now, this one seems entirely reasonable, because, I mean, it has both Min Min and Steve. They actually happened. And then these other ones are all pretty big video game characters, well, except for Geno, but Geno, you know, is a whole other thing. Geno is at the point where it seems like he could get in, potentially. Like, will he? I'm not convinced, but maybe. So this one's completely reasonable. This one, okay, well there's 2B. 2B would be a wild character to see get in because she has definitely not been on Nintendo at any point. I don't know who Saul Bad Guy is. And then we got Reimu again, Dante, Master Chief, so lots of stuff we've seen before. 2B is interesting. Sora again, Master Chief again. Okay, now here's a pick from Assassin's Creed. Well, Assassin's Creed was on Nintendo back in the DS days. It hasn't been on since. Well, no, it was on there on the Wii U. I think it's on the Switch. So okay. Yeah, that could be on there. Travis Touchdown, who is a Mii costume now. There's Agumon again. I want Digimon in. But then Twilight Sparkle again, and that's the same picture. I wonder if this is from the same person, and this is like an earlier revision they had, because some of these characters are the same from that one. I think only one is replaced. I've already forgotten. Let's see. No, this is pretty different. Whatever. 2B again. 2B's here again. Okay. It wasn't just one person threw 2B in there. We've got two of them now. Okay. And we got Impa from Zelda. That would be okay. And yeah. Crash again, Geno again, Ring Fit Adventurer. That would be cool. I would like to see the Ring Fit character in there. Then we have Travis Touchdown again, and then Toxtricity is a very random Pokemon, but it is from the new games. But then, I like how they just gave up, and they're like, I can't think of any more characters, so we'll just blank that one out. Arl again. Conquer has appeared a second time. Okay, now this is a character that's very obscure, I would say. Neku from The World Ends With You, but it's from a game I really like. And I would not hate to see him in Smash Bros, but I would not expect to see him. That would be completely out of left field if he somehow got into Smash Bros. Then Professor Layton. That just makes me laugh. Just look at his doofy face. Could you imagine him in Smash Bros? I think that would be like a very comic relief type character. That would be amusing. Put Professor Layton in Smash Bros. Go ahead. And then we have Yokai Watch, Jibanyan. It's interesting that more people haven't thought of Yokai Watches as for Smash Bros. Like, this is the only one. Then we have from Tekken, Heihachi. Now, maybe it's just because I don't know Tekken very well, but that's not the character I think of when I think of Tekken. Like, that's not who comes into my mind. Maybe it is for other people. Cosmos, you may be wondering who the hell that is, but she's from the Xenosaga series, and she was rumored, there was like a big rumor that she was going to be one of the Smash Bros. DLC characters at one point. I think she shows up as a cameo in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or something like that as well, so she does have a more recent appearance. It's not totally unreasonable, but I don't know exactly where that rumor came from or how substantiated it was, but people heard about it, obviously, and that's how she ended up in here. Now, this one is one of my favorites because I love how they couldn't be satisfied with the 6 slots of DLC, and they had to stick multiple characters into some of the slots. Like, it's 2B and Lara Croft in one spot. Then we have Shantae, and then it's Arl and Sakura Shinguji, whoever that is, in one slot. And then we have Amaterasu, they have Reimu again, and then we have Dixie Kong, Elma, and Cross. And again, that's another one where it's like, if that was the last one, like the Goomba one, could you imagine if the last thing they announce is just Dixie Kong? Reimu again. Okay, this one is interesting because they seem to have made their own renders, which is pretty cool. Reimu again. Cinderace, that's a reasonable one. Starter from the new games. So, this one's only notable because they made their own renders, which is pretty cool. They predicted Springman for the ARMS character. Phoenix Wright and Raymond are here. Dixie Kong is showing up way too many times. What the hell is up with Dixie Kong? Do people really want her? We've already got Diddy. She could be just like an Echo Fighter. Do we really need Dixie? I don't know. That seems like a weird pick. I mean, Diddy Kong is a weird character to have in there to begin with. I don't think we even need Diddy Kong. Do we need Dixie Kong on top of that? Then we got Conquer, and then we have from Streets of Rage, Axel Stone. Again, I don't know much about fighting games. When they add those fighting game characters, those are the ones that I am like the least interested in, or like sometimes I don't even know them at all. Like that one guy, I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. The guy that they put in there. I remember what he looks like, I don't even remember his name. Maybe I'll edit that in. Sephiroth. Considering Cloud isn't, I could see that happening if it weren't for the fact that Square Enix is like, they have their butthole clenched as hard as they can as far as putting their stuff in Smash Bros. Apparently there were some issues with that, so I wouldn't expect to see another one.
Are you sure about that?
The Knight from Hollow Knight. I wouldn't expect that one, but it would be interesting. Then we got Sora, and then I like this one. This one was fun because they just call him the Human from Undertale. Yeah, this one's pretty normal. We've seen all of these already. I think that's Ninja Gaiden? Don't quote me on that. And then we have Deltarune, which would be wild to have a character from Deltarune before Undertale. Like, I don't even expect a character from Undertale, but to put one in from the sequel before the first, that would really be something. League of Legends, that would be wild. And then Cookie Mama would be fun. I would love to see Cookie Mama in there. Apex Legends again. Okay, well that's a Pokemon from the new games. I could see that. There's Rillaboom again. Digimon, yes, please still do that. Ninja Gaiden, that one definitely is Ninja Gaiden this time. Like how Waluigi's symbol is just the thing on his hat. Okay, this one is an incredible set. Almost nothing we haven't seen before. We didn't see Tracer, but we have seen Overwatch before. But Lego Darth Vader. Could you imagine Lego Darth Vader? I would love that, actually. That would be incredible, but didn't originate in a video game. Again, imagine them leaving that for the last one and then announcing Lego Darth Vader. Nobody we haven't seen before. It is interesting to see the Knight from Hollow Knight twice now, though. I'm thinking that's Ninja Gaiden now. The Saul Bad Guy again. I've never heard of him before. And that Lloyd guy again. Weird that these guys would show up more than once. Ragna from BlazBlue. I don't know much about... Or is it BlazBlue? I don't know much about that series. I have no idea what that series is for that second one. I can't even read it. Ratchet and Clank. Interesting to see that show up twice. Again, I don't know what that series is, and then Dragalia Lost is a Nintendo published game. So this I feel like is not the most reasonable set of characters. The only one I really would expect to see is Rayman, and why does he have... Rayman looks weird here. I think it's because he has eyebrows. Big bushy why... Whatever. And then Dragalia Lost is fairly reasonable to expect to see. Not sold on that, getting into Smash Bros, but has more of a chance than these other series, I think. And then we have one that's entirely Activision. What an idea that is. Could you imagine they did an Activision Fighters Pass? Incredible. Oh yeah, and see, remember I was talking about Skylanders and that one character wasn't what I associated with it? That is a character that I more associate with Skylanders. And then a Bethesda DLC pack? I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, and imagine just the little Fallout character guy as a character. That would be incredible. And then that's a series we haven't seen yet, Hyperdimension Neptunia. I don't know how reasonable it would be to expect to see that in, but okay. And then all these characters we've seen. Again, no new characters here. Cinderace again and Scorpion again. I think that's just their second times here. But yeah, this is a fairly reasonable one. And then I like this one, because this one's I like Kirby, okay? Just give me all Kirby. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be unhappy about it, but it's not happening. I'm sorry. Again, I don't think I would really expect to see another Final Fantasy character. I don't know who that is, the first one there. No idea. Octoling would be cool, but I think they said they're not adding Echo Fighters, and I think Octoling could only reasonably be an Echo Fighter because there's literally nothing different that they do. Unless you incorporated the Octarians in some way, maybe? 2B is here yet again. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is here again, and then Darunia is a very interesting pick for a new Zelda character. Very unexpected, but would be interesting. Rillaboom again. This is all just... Yeah, this one's just stuff we've seen before. Conquer again. I'm amazed that Conquer has showed up so many times. Porky is now shown up twice. Chrono from Chrono Trigger. Again, Square Enix, and that's more of an... That's like an obscure Square Enix game, as far as Square Enix games go. So I don't really expect to see Chrono, as cool as it would be. And then Gordon Freeman from Half-Life. That would be totally out of left field, because that's never been on Nintendo. I would unironically like that. Seeing Gordon Freeman in Smash Bros would be amazing. I don't know why Min Min is in Japanese and nothing else is, but this one's all stuff we've seen except for Missing No. Could you imagine Missing No? I would love that. I want this set. I want Missing No in. Of all Pokemon that you could put in, yes, Missing No, please. They would never do it, but please do it, actually. I want it. Put Missing No in there. Wow, 2B's showing up more often than I thought. This one's just stuff we've seen before, but some of them are weird, but yeah, we've seen that. And that's it. So that's all we looked through, so let's tally it all up and I will discuss the results of what happened most often. So while I was working on this video, a new Super Smash Bros. Character was announced, as you know, which made for a really funny moment in this video. But before we go on to the main tally, I wanted to look again at this particular set of characters, because this person was the only person with a big enough brain to predict Sephiroth. Like, there was one person predicted it. This is the one person in this entire set of predictions that actually got one right so far. So I wanted to go back and look and see, okay, well, what else did they predict? Well, they got Steve right as well, which is pretty good. And you can tell this is from before Steve was actually announced, because that's not his Smash Bros. Artwork. And this is before any of the characters were announced, because they don't even have Min Min. And they put Sephiroth in the first slot. So at least one of these is definitely wrong now, because they didn't get Min Min. And I don't really expect either Hollow Knight or the human to get in, but I would say Undertale is a bit more likely than Hollow Knight at this point, so I would rule out Hollow Knight and replace that with Min Min, and then, I don't know, maybe this person is psychic and they know the whole thing. Maybe they were right aside from Min Min, I don't know. Well, I guess that kind of throws it off of it. Maybe they just got lucky with 2, which is still really lucky. This person, I don't know, they were really onto something here. As far as the whole set of everybody's predictions, it was a bit interesting. It's not super unexpected. I didn't know Crash was so beloved, though. Crash is just huge for some reason in these. Like, it's not even that people just want him. It's like they expect him to be in. Like 35. That's by far the biggest number. He's like ahead by a ton. Other interesting characters that were high up on here is Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I didn't expect to see at all, but they showed up fairly often, so, you know, there you go. Master Chief was very often too, and Rimu. I didn't expect either of those, really. Waluigi was lower than I thought. I guess he's sort of a mid-tier character choice, because I guess a lot of people understand that he's just like a meme and don't genuinely actually want him, but there's enough people who, you know, meme or otherwise, would put him on their list that he's up there. And then 2B with 5 on the same level as Bandana Waddle-Dee, that's wild to me. I wouldn't have expected 2B at all, and then she's got 5 people predicted 2B. That's really something. The Pokemon that showed up the most often was Rillaboom, and Rillaboom is one that would make sense, because, as I said throughout the video, that's a new starter Pokemon, and that seems to be the kind of Pokemon that they like to put in the most often. Oh, and going back up the list, Steve is surprisingly low for a character that actually got in. I mean, he's in the top 5, but I guess Crash just took the lion's share, and like... I would have expected Steve to be higher up, closer to Crash, considering he actually happened, but, you know. But then again, there's Sephiroth, who showed up exactly once, as I mentioned. Exactly one prediction for Sephiroth, and he actually happened, so who knows? It's really just anything can happen with this stuff, but... It was really entertaining looking through all of this, and I hope you enjoy getting to see all of the predictions laid out in front of you like this. So yeah, this was a fun video. I had a lot of fun looking through these, and I hope you did too. It was a lot of fun putting this together, and I hope you will look forward to similar videos in the future. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you again next time.